So these are our rules for high school ministry. That I try to not have very many rules for high school ministry because one, high school students really don't need a lot of rules. They do a fantastic job of participating. They do a fantastic job of being respectful. And so we don't really need to have a lot of rules, but these are just a few of them that we have. That we want students to be respectful during worship. That they should not be talking to their neighbors, they shouldn't be on their cell phones, that we have students that volunteer to lead the worship, and so we want to be respectful to them. We want to give them our attention, and so if students don't want to sing, that's more than fine, they don't have to sing, but we just want them to be respectful during that time, and not to distract people that do want to sing, do want to participate. We also ask that students don't talk during the message or during worship time. That they would refrain from talking. And they might have a question that they lean over and ask their neighbor about, but they would not have this ongoing conversation that is distracting the people around that are trying to listen to the message or trying to sing. So we're asking them to not be a distraction, to not talk. So cell phones are a privilege. That they are not a right. We don't take cell phones away from students. We don't stop them from using them during the message. If they want to use them for their Bibles, they can. Now, my recommendation would be that students leave them in their pockets when it's not game time. When it's not connection time or game time, they would put them in their pocket and they would leave them alone. Because I, as an adult, I struggle to follow along the messages with my phone. That it's easy to get a notification, easy to get something else that comes in and distract me from the message. And so we have paper Bibles that we'd be happy to let high school students use. If they don't have a Bible, we'd love to give it to them, that they can bring their own Bibles from home if they want to. But those seem to be a lot better ways for students to interact. But we want students to learn how to have self-control, and so we're not taking that away from them, but we want them to navigate that with your help. And then they're only supposed to come up on stage if they've been invited. Then high school students do a great job. They don't wander around on stage and do stuff like that. And then we also just want them to tell us if they're leaving. That we want to know if they're leaving early so that we know that we're no longer responsible for them. That if they're going to leave early, we just want them to give us a heads up. Hey, I'm planning to take off tonight. And so we know, okay, we are no longer responsible for you. You're headed home. So those are the few rules we have about youth group.